Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I am Rhonda, and today I'm peeling potatoes because for supper tonight we're making shepherd's pie, and in order to do that I have to have my potatoes peeled and cooked in order to make mashed potatoes. So I have all these homegrown potatoes that I still have a lot of. It's the middle of February and my potato stash is still quite full. I have a lot of them already starting to grow eyes. We've had a very mild winter, and I think some of them are wanting to grow, especially my red ones. So today I'm just using a russet type potato. I'm peeling these and getting them ready. I put them in some cold water to keep them from browning, and then we are going to cook these up and make some mashed potatoes, and then I will show you the rest of the recipe once I get these potatoes peeled. Now I have all the potatoes peeled and I cut them in half. Some of them I quartered, but a lot of them were small, so I just halved them. And I covered them with some water, and I'm going to turn the burner on and let these come up to a boil and then cook them for about 15 minutes until they're soft. Okay, while the potatoes are coming up to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of the filling. So we have to start with sauteing an onion. I'm going to put a little oil in my pan. I have a nice skillet here, and we're just going to use some oil. You can use avocado oil or olive oil, whatever works best. I'm using a fairly big skillet because I've got about 3 pounds of hamburger that I'm going to use. You don't have to use this much in your recipe. Once your oil is hot, go ahead and add your chopped up onion. Okay, now that the onions are sauteed up nice, have a nice golden color to them, it's time to add the ground beef. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that all in here. Like I said, if you have a small family, you can just use 1 pound, but I'm hoping for some leftovers for tomorrow, so that's why I'm making extra. Potatoes are boiling, so that's good. We'll let them cook and boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, now to the hamburger, we're going to add some black pepper, and this is kind of to taste, so maybe half a teaspoon, and some salt. I of course have to add more. And then I've got some parsley from the garden I'm going to add. I'm also going to add a little bit of rosemary. If you don't like rosemary, you can leave it out. If you want to add some different spices, you can do that. You can add thyme to this also. And that's all the seasonings I'm going to add at the moment. This is going to take about 8 to 10 minutes to brown. Whoop. Wait. Don't need that running over. Now that the hamburger is all browned, it's time to add some more stuff. So I'm gonna add some more Worcestershire sauce. For every pound, you're gonna want to do about a tablespoon. You're also gonna add a couple cloves of garlic, and we're gonna let this cook for about a minute or two. Stir that all together. I'm going to let this cook for about a minute. Okay, it's been about a minute. Got everything ready. So here I have some all-purpose flour, and you need about 2 tablespoons per recipe. Of course, I'm tripling this, so I have 6 tablespoons. I'm going to add that. This hamburger is very lean, so I don't have much fat. But if you have a lot of fat and you feel like you need to drain it, then maybe you could do that before adding the flour. Next thing we're going to add is just some tomato paste. So you're going to need 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. So it's equal parts flour and paste. We're going to cook this until there's no clumps of anything. And you can see that my Potatoes are fully cooked. I should get them out of the water, but I'm working on this a second so they can sit there for a little bit. Okay, so that looks good. Now we're gonna add our broth. So I have some bone broth here. We're just gonna add that. And you're gonna need 1 cup of this. And that was 2 cups, so I need to get some more. Now stir this up, turn the heat up just a little bit more. Smells good. All right, now we're going to add the vegetables. I have a bag with beans, carrots, peas, and corn. And you can really use whatever vegetable you like. I've done it with just beans. I've done it with just corn. But today we're gonna use the mix. And I like to use the frozen, but you can use canned vegetables as well. I'm gonna add probably not the whole bag. Oop. Well, maybe I will because we like it. I think average you'd add about a cup and a half of vegetables. So this is a good amount for this pan. And the thing about it that I used it in this pan, this is a big cast iron skillet. Actually, one of my viewers gave it to me. And what I like about this is I can just leave this in here. I don't have to transfer it into another casserole pan. And then I can put the potatoes on the top and stick this whole thing in the oven. So we're gonna just let this cook for a little bit till the veggies get a little bit more thawed because I just took them out of the freezer. Okay, so I have my potatoes here and I'm going to transfer them into my mixing bowl so that we can just use the mixer to beat them up. To the potatoes, we're gonna add some butter. I don't really have a exact amount. I'm gonna put 1 stick of butter in for this amount of potatoes to start with, and we'll see how it looks once we get whipping them. To the butter, we're gonna add a little bit of onion powder. You don't have to do this, of course. And a little bit of garlic powder. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. Last thing we're gonna use is some milk. This is raw whole milk. If you don't have that, you can use half and half. A lot of people use half and half. So I'm just gonna put some in. I have no idea how much. But now we're gonna put the whisk attachment on. My whisk attachment is one of the splines is broke, but I've kind of weaved it in there. So hopefully it doesn't make too much racket for you. And then we're gonna slowly beat these. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, now we're gonna put this over the top of the meat mixture. All right, so I've stirred this up a little bit and flattened the top down. And now we're gonna put the mashed potatoes right over the top of this. Just like that, we're gonna kind of seal that meat and veggies right up. And now I have my oven preheating at 400 degrees. I'm gonna stick this in the oven and it should cook for about 25-30 minutes. And if you don't have a big deep skillet like this, you can put it in a 9x13 or some type of pan that it will fit. And if it's full like this, you may want to put something underneath it in the oven in case it bubbles up and spills out. You don't want to mess in your oven. So this is going into the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, and we will be back. The tops of those potatoes should get nice and golden. Well, it's been 30 minutes, so let's take the shepherd's pie out of the oven and see how it's looking. Ooh, looks good. So it did bubble up around the edges. As you can see, that's why you want to make sure you have something underneath in case it does drip. Mine did not drip though, so that's good, but looks good. Let's see what it looks like inside.
Some days.
Well, there's a lot tonight.